and you need two other important things to sort of have the industry be able to grow. You need cheap variable capital and cheap variable labor, and you need a location where this would be done from. Because normally, any country doing this sort of in large numbers, or a country with a national government, would be hit on pretty hard for doing this, and then the country itself would sort of stop, or limit it at least. But what you actually have in the case of Somalia is you have a place with loads of weapons that are around, loads of people who can use the weapons, and just loads of, essentially, pirates. But not the pirates who make the money. They get enough incentive that makes it worth a while, but, and you have enough sort of wherewithal, and you have enough sort of like communities sort of, sometimes in Somalia, sometimes outside Somalia, who help negotiate and run the operations. Yeah, and apparently they estimate it takes about $200,000 to actually get an operation going, organize, do little ships. I mean, it's not actually so much it's the hiring of people and the management that actually sort of costs some of the money, and then you know that sort of is your initial fixed cost, and then the variable cost, once you can understand that you're dealing with WL plus VK. Your variable costs are sort of new guns and soldiers, people. They're the people, and the people come very cheap, and much of the payment comes if they're successful. Still not different than trial lawyers, I guess, and that, you know, but and so much of the payment comes only if they're successful. No, I don't know. But anyway, much of the payment comes if they're successful. But because of that, it tends to be an industry where the entry is not that hard. You need understand that sort of there's almost a limitless amount of labor. But at this point, we're going to do it, and loads of weapons, and they use small boats. And so then they observe, and it started sort of somewhere. It started. The way to analyze this market is that there was a cost, and I should draw the supply curve lower. The variable cost very low. They did not. They could have started this earlier. They weren't aware structurally the benefit of this could occur. But sort of as they notice it, the demand keeps going up. And so you're here initially with a certain amount of piracy, marginal cost, average cost. And they're not hauling, they're making money. They're making money. And so what happens is that they realize that, wait, that's the cost of being a pirate. They didn't realize. They gradually, it's almost like a realization. They didn't realize that the benefit was there. And so more and more enter. Theoretically, in sort of perfect microeconomics, everybody would always realize every market, and they would have realized sort of back in as early as 94, 95, when sort of Somalia became a failed state with sort of no government, viable government, that we can, out of this place, go organize, not just sort of fight each other, we can go out and make money robbing ships. It took them a while to realize that the demand was there, the benefit. I mean, you'd have to sort of, that's how you have to argue. And then, after they realize it was there, and they see the profits being made, what happens? More and more enter.
Could you also say that with Somalia, that like if they're doing it because it's a better form of employment, the alternative, like how much pirates are, how much are these, if it's $200,000 to start from, then how much do each pirate, like what's the cut for each pirate?
They make, yeah, I mean, they make sort of enough. They make, what, 10, 15, 30, they make a lot of money for them. It's much better if they had, yes, certainly, beyond sort of, if Somalia weren't a failed state, the state would deal with it to a certain extent. And yes, if they had other viable sort of employment at all, that would also limit it. But you're going from sort of a setting where people both have sort of, you have the weapons and you have loads of people who don't have other. Yes, because obviously for the supplier, beyond the fact that you can make money, it's risky. You're risking your life, you're risking imprisonment, all these things. But as this demand has been realized, and they keep seeing, essentially they keep seeing that many